To organize is to be an organ in a body and operate with other organs in the body. So I was stretching because I pulled I don't know the names of all the muscles. It's like lower back, left side. I was pulling a tree that fell and I was chainsawing. So it's like going to the hip, you know, yeah, the whole left leg connected to the sacrum type of deal. But anyway, so stretching itself is a philosophy that you don't have to know what to do. You just have to address it, and then you'll discover what your next move is, you know? So I started stretching, and I have a former massage therapist, and I was using a tool called a Trigger Point Pro, which is this plastic hook looking thing that, you know, you can push into your body, and it really goes deep, and it feels good. And that's what you need for something like that that's real deep inside, you know, not just on the surface. So I was releasing all that stuff, and I was remembering about how the body, you start one place where it hurts, and then it connects to all these other points in the body, and then you start stretching and you start feeling better, and then this interesting little things happen. One of them is that you get a sense of like your bones versus your flesh and muscles and stuff in your body when you're stretching. And if you're, what I notice is when I'm stretching through something that hurts, the whole concept of it changes. So what I thought was this like immovable pain and a tight muscle and here's the bone, and all of that starts to change as you start to stretch around that in a way that feels good, which tells you what needs to be stretched. And so that is an analogy for what it means to organize, which is to pay attention to the problem, like I paid attention to the problem of the pain in my body. So that could be like, you know, paying attention to what's going on in the world and your world and whatever, and other people's worlds, and I guess what that does, thinking that way, is changes how we conceptualize how we organize, which, you know, might typically be to like join an organization, you know, somebody that's getting all this attention and you go participate in what they're doing. But another way is from this your individual perspective of researching and connecting the dots and you know, helping other people out to slide the tiles around so that you can get your thing done. That's what it means to organize. It's about organs. It's what I call biologic. The experience of being alive in a body, just like the stretching will unravel, oh, this not just this one area that hurts, that's connected to all these other things. There you go. So if you have a problem to solve, your problem is connected to other people's problems, and that's how you organize, is from your different problems to how they connect. You know, like how that's the scam of politics. It's none of these little particular topics that you say you're for or against guns, you're for or against abortion, etc. Don't go there. Go to the source of the problem, which is that these very wealthy people divide and conquer us. And the way they do that is through stealing all of our money through taxes and through the Rothschild central banking system that loans money to all the nations and controls all the nations, etc. So if we focused more of an effort on that, we wouldn't have to argue about LGBT, this, that, and the other. That they are connected, and it's just for us to realize, like that they fund both sides, So, yeah. So what are we going to organize on today? What am I paying attention to? The question that I have for my daily podcast at Cooperate or Die, which supports the chad-warren.com website, which is my personal life and my business, is focus. How do we, my personal need is to be more focused on a daily basis. I called some leads this morning for my Mint Builder opportunity because they were looking for a work at home opportunity and filled out a form. And then I was thinking, okay, if we look at skills that help in terms of office productivity and personal development, personal management, taking care of our to-do list every day, that's good for me as an individual, and it's good for all of us to share our thoughts on focus in terms of getting more done in a day and how you do that. So I, definitely need to use my calendar on my phone more to put my leads there for the morning, the afternoon, and evening, for example. And that is this number one priority and problem for humanity because we have too much information, so we're always having to get to the gist quick because we're busy. We don't have time. So share your thoughts on how we could focus together and then look at it just from the example because it gets the emotions, it serves the point, is politically. So if I'm looking at the Christian, American, libertarian, patriotic, free speech loving, Constitution defending peeps, what are we doing to organize and cooperate and get on the same page and focus on what our top priorities should be? Like, should it be, I think it should, as America 21, I'd like to get involved with more. That's about kicking the UN out of your local politics because that's where they're doing the CDC mask thing, and they're taking over the world at the local level. That's communitarianism. That's this. They use a phrase on InfoWars. There's a lot of good stuff on there, even if it is controlled opposition. One of them is what are they saying? Anarcho-tyranny or something like that. It's like that's how the government is, the deep state or whatever you want to call it, is screwing us over. Is that in some ways they're really cracking down the law, and then in other ways they're letting stuff go. So it's like misusing government on purpose as a weapon, like malgovernance, which is something you can be sued for, and we need to have a grand jury. Shouldn't that be a priority? Why don't we, we can have a grand jury and sue these people for malgovernance? So America 21, I need to get on the ball with that, which is to get the UN out of your local town. I got my bicycle going yesterday. I hadn't been riding that in a while, and because of hurting myself, and then, but I'm like an old person complaining, but it's the first time I'll ever really have this where it's bothering me. So, the toes on my right foot, I think it's from the day before my 16th birthday. I was hit by this woman who was leaving her job at the Western Sizzlin while I was riding my motorcycle. And I think that for me walking more because of where I live to get to the bus stop or whatever, it started hurting more on the toes, like ow, ow, pulling these tendons type of feeling thing, or sensitive. So yeah, I rode the bicycle yesterday down to Dollar General, and that went well. So hopefully I'll be healthy and be riding the bike more and be able to go further more conveniently on the bus system because I'm using the bike again. What was I? Why was I talking about that? What does that have to do with focus? And because I'll be able to go to events, like up at the Capitol or whatever, to be part of that America 21, get the UN out of your local town thing, restore the Constitution. Something positive politically. What do we need to organize on? Who am I talking to? I am talking to the audience of Cooperate or Die, which is practically anybody. I mean, I just want to focus on the ability to communicate and cooperate and take action. So anybody that responds in a genuine way would be a potential cooperator. So what should we put as a priority to focus on, to cooperate on, a goal to achieve, and how can we? Yeah, what do we need to focus on, to organize, to cooperate on, a goal to achieve? And then I guess how could we best work on that project? Like I'm trying to figure out how to use these communications apps like Telegram or Discord, where you can communicate as a group and have a lot of options there. Yeah, I think if I were to try to work with where I'm at on that, I need to get one of those, Telegram or Discord. So, yeah, tell me, do you like Telegram or Discord more, or do you recommend some other method? What should we focus on, and what is the best way for us to communicate and cooperate on that as a project? Thank you. This is Chad Warren from chad-warren.com. And you've been listening to Cooperate or Die. Today's thought, 12:57 p.m., Thursday, December 22nd. I thank you and would sincerely appreciate you liking this post and commenting on it and sharing it.